Welcome back to Turnbuckle Banter. This is episode 3. If you're wondering, we never posted episode 1. It was too long. But anyway, here we are now. And
maybe one day we'll post it. It's so funny. Episode 3 will be out. Episode 2 is already out. Thank you everybody for watching and liking and sharing. I was like looking at the thing. It's like, what if people like are gonna go in there and it's gonna look at this stuff and it's like, where is episode 1? It's just,
I know,
the stupid.
It's
anyways,
I don't know.
growing pains.
Anyway,
this week, huge. Not because of what's gonna happen at Raw, SmackDown, or potentially Saturday Night Live, because WWE Unreal coming out.
We love Unreal, and
Best.
It's funny because there's such a big debate on like some people hate it, some people love it. And I thought it was funny that like Triple H had, I think he said in the first season, like, it's time to peel back the curtain because like this is what people want. This is what people are saying that they want us to see more of, like the real behind the scenes stuff. And we love that, especially as Rafa does some pro wrestling. And I've gotten in the ring once or twice. And oh my gosh, let me tell you, it is not easy. Taking a bump is like the worst thing ever. And that's why I will never become a wrestler, because I can't take a bump. It looks like the mat is like so soft and like they just
cushiony,
jump and they land on their back and no
like
big
kind of like a
deal,
trampoline.
Oh my God. The first time I watched wrestling after actually feeling what a ring feels like, I was cringing the whole time. But anyway, we really like that. And
yeah, I think you come from a kind of performance background. You did gymnastics, like acrobatic stuff, and some acting and things. I did some acting, I did some acrobatics. So like it almost kind of just converges the best of both things. Like you get the production of like, oh, the behind the scenes, like how do they make this? When I was a kid, every movie that I really liked, one of the big things that I would do with those movies is I would go back and watch the behind the scenes and like the interviews and like how they do it and all that stuff. So like I've always been intrigued with the production of anything I'm interested in. So the fact that they're doing this, we really love it. And it's so interesting because it's a good balance. They are in fact peeling the curtain or like showing you behind the scenes in a way. But I almost think actually like they're still doing work. Like they're still working you in that show. There's a little element of performance as well in the show that is like still like they're not giving you all of it. They're giving you enough that it feels like it's like a behind the scenes and like you get to see the raw, real things that happen, the emotions. First of all, a lot of stuff in that trailer that we're like, what are they gonna tell us? Because like,
I'm
Naomi is crying. Freaking the R-Truth angle, like we're gonna see that. What are we gonna see? How much are we gonna see?
Gosh, I'm so excited to see this. And like when Paul Heyman shows up on the screen as the
kicking off
whatever.
Yeah.
Oh my God, chills.
I know.
We love it, and I think that I like where WWE is right now, as far as kayfabe, because there's a couple superstars who really protect kayfabe, and I love that for them because it works for their character. And then there's other people like like Chelsea Green, who she says she can't keep a secret to save her life, and she's so real, and I love it. And I think if we didn't get that authenticity from Chelsea Green, she wouldn't have the same effect and like draw from the audience.
Which is also another good point regarding Chelsea. It seems like in every Unreal season, they're gonna focus on an array of characters or superstars. I gotta verify for the Unreal season 1, but I'm pretty sure Chelsea is one of the only ones that is getting double featured. Sorry, meaning she was featured in Unreal season 1. It looks like she's also going to be featured in season 2.
That's a good point. I didn't. I'll have to go back.
Yeah, because they're focusing on specific stars, not all of the roster.
Right.
Which again, like, should tell you who they feel like it's worth in a sense, kind of trusting with this type of production.
Right. And then
Awesome
you have
stuff.
somebody like Dom, who I think he's pretty good at protecting kayfabe,
Which is probably why
when it
he's
comes
not
to
a part of it.
interviews.
Well, we'll see.
True.
He's probably like, I don't want to. No, I feel.
I think CM Punk also said that he refused to be. Okay, I saw an alleged post that said that CM Punk refused to be part of Unreal.
Yeah, again, it's like some people are gonna be for it, and some people are not. I did see an interview from Seth Rollins where he was asked about this, and he said that they were very respectful. The production crew, they came over to him and said, "We want to feature you and your wife." And apparently, there was a conversation, like a negotiation almost, of Seth Rollins saying, "If at the moment I don't feel comfortable, or I don't want to talk about something, if you push me, or if you have the cameras on me, and if I tell you go away and you don't go away, we're done. I'm not doing this."
I can totally see that being who
and
Seth is.
Yeah, and Seth,
Becky too, even.
But then he said that that they were very respectful and very it was very good. And then the first time he saw the snippets, he was like, "Oh, okay, like good. This is good. This looks good." So I'm excited.
I'm so excited.
Yeah,
Tuesday night.
I think we're gonna try to be live for at least one episode. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
We'll see.
Episode 3.
Yeah.
A lot to digest from last week. I think Drew coming out as the new undisputed WWE champion, who roaring crowd, and 80% of the show's pyro budget was exactly what needed to happen.
Yeah. Oh yeah. His entrance was awesome. I loved that he had the bagpipes.
Yeah. So they brought I'm assuming a local or sorts band. I don't know how you would.
I know.
Well, if it's a band or but basically they had like the live music of the horns that kind of kickstart his entrance, and it was awesome. It was I was telling you while we were watching, this for all intents and purposes resembled a true champion a champion's entrance for the day after WrestleMania, like the Raw after Mania.
Yeah.
We all always know that Raw after Mania is one of the biggest Raws because like all what unfolded on WrestleMania, kind of pays off there, and like you get like the big entrances and like the big you deserve it and all that stuff. For all intents and purposes, that is what this looked like.
Yeah, this is the first time that Drew gets to come out to a crowd with the championship as a champion, because he's technically a 3-time champion now. And he, in 2020, or was it 2020? Anyway, he got the championship during COVID.
Yeah, during COVID, yeah.
In front of 0 people.
Yeah.
And then he won the championship again against Seth Rollins. And then Damian Priest cashes in right away. He loses it. And now this is run number 3. And I think we're actually going to get a true run.
And it's a big road of grievances and struggles, because he actually won the Royal Rumble to a live crowd on 2020 to go to that WrestleMania and win. However, it was only 2 weeks before WrestleMania was going to happen that WWE released a statement saying, we're not going to be in a live crowd down in Florida. If I'm not mistaken, that's where it was going to be. So for all intents and purposes, he was ready.
Yeah.
He was ready for a live crowd. And then it pivoted into what it ended up being, which, they did the best that they could. And he was the champion through a very weird season. shout out to all those fans that stuck with it through that weird season. But yeah, it's an interesting thing that it just kind of it's a Finn Balor effect too. He won that Universal title and got injured, had to drop it, and we'll talk a little bit more about it later. But the fact that he was trusted with winning that title in the first place, but after he had to drop it, the title has just eluded him.
Yeah.
So the same thing happened with Drew, and it just finally paid off. He finally got that welcome, that reception, that pyro. Just everything was just chef's kiss.
Yes, I'm glad he finally got like a real champion's entrance, pyro and all.
Now, okay, pageantry aside, one of the important things that we heard Drew say in that promo, and we had talked about it briefly when the show last week, and it was that, hey, if the match hasn't happened yet, and they are already talking about a contender like tournament leading up to Saturday Night Live, and then Saturday Night Main Event. I keep saying that. And then subsequently to Royal Rumble, I was telling you, I was like, Cody hasn't even lost, because we thought he was going to lose.
Mm-hmm.
Cody hasn't even lost, and they already are starting to look for the next opponent to Drew. So that means that Cody's not going to be in that picture. Well, that was our assumption back then. This week, it got confirmed, because as Drew was talking and kind of cutting his promo, he said that in the contract, there was a no rematch clause.
That's a really interesting angle, because I don't think we've seen something like that before.
Not often, for sure, not often.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's the right thing though, because we can't have a rematch and have Cody lose again. I don't think, but then we can't have Drew lose either. It just kind of protects both of the wrestlers, I think.
The whole rematch clause is definitely a part of the gimmick. It's a part of like, how do we tell a story that justifies Cody not being able to go for the title again?
Mm-hmm. Right.
So the rematch clause is there as a plot device.
Mm-hmm.
It's the thing that's going to allow us to understand why he's not immediately asking for a rematch.
Right.
Because if we know Cody and we know his style, I would have expected him to go right off the bat that same Friday night and be like, I want a rematch. That didn't happen. Mm-hmm. It could have happened, but this is what prevents that, and like kind of protects Drew, protects Cody, and that storyline to kind of just take its time.
Yeah, I think they need to ration Cody a little bit now, so that he doesn't get, or so that people don't get tired of him.
Right. And there was the argument earlier last week about whether or not Cody's title reign was growing stale. Mm-hmm. We needed a refresh, a reset button. Then Cody comes out to address his loss this last Friday night, and a couple interesting things happen. He addresses the no rematch clause. He says, I don't need a rematch. I'm not, I'm not gonna do this the class like the normal way. I'm gonna go the old school way. I'm gonna earn my spot. And then he says something that I don't know if it was intentional or it just like the way that I interpreted it, but I feel like he said, I am officially declaring myself first entrant to the Royal Rumble. Mm-hmm. Now, two ways to slice this. Is he meaning first entrant as in he's the first person to declare?
Right.
Or is he truly saying, I am declaring myself for the Rumble and coming in number one? Like, Cody, come on. You, to make a point and earn your spot, you don't need to come in at one. No. You just need to participate in the Rumble. So you just declare to the Rumble, see what number you land, and then, fight your way. But like, if he's truly saying, I'm going to go number one contender, number one entrant, that's a high hill to climb.
Yeah.
Especially because he was specifically alluding to the whole, only a select few have won the Rumble back-to-back, and only one person, Stone Cold Steve Austin, has won it 3 times.
Right.
Period. So he wants to tie Stone Cold. I think if he's not going to win the Rumble, it makes sense for him to come in number 1 because he's probably going to last all the way through and like really show up like, oh my God, is he going to do it? But then something's going to happen and he's not going to win it. And, you know, we'll see where that leads.
Yeah. The thing I do appreciate about Cody is I feel like he always does try to earn his keep.
Yeah.
So I like that he's like, you know what, I'm going to work my way up again from the bottom. And
also, like, how about that crowd in
Dusseldorf?
Dusseldorf. Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, in Germany.
Yeah.
No. That was Raw.
Oh.
Yeah. They were somewhere in Germany. We don't we should note it down the city, but
anyway.
They were in another city in Germany, this SmackDown. And clearly Drew well received. And then here comes Randy Orton later in the night, and he's being booed and cheered. It's kind of like a mix. And we talked about it. Yeah, I feel like it was like a 50-50. And even he addressed it. As soon as he first grabbed the mic, the first thing he said is that's new. Or that's different, I think he said.
Randy or Cody?
Cody Rhodes.
You said, okay. Yeah.
Oh,
Cody.
I said Randy?
I think you did.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Cody Rhodes comes out later in the night, and he goes, that's different. The crowd is kind of like just mixed. There's a lot of boos. So he starts cutting his promo like normal. And I want to talk about real quick, the masterclass that Cody is in the mic as a face, because all those people that were booing, not couple minutes later, down deep in his promo, suddenly this crowd is now completely cheering this guy. And he ends his promo and everybody's just like ecstatic. So like he turned a booing crowd into a cheering crowd. Just masterclass in promo. I just thought it was important to note this guy is really good.
Oh yeah. Cody is maybe a little bit vanilla, but you can't deny that he is awesome in the ring. He's awesome on the mic. He knows what he's doing. He knows the psychology of how to get the crowd on your side because, he kind of went from them being like, boo, like now we're on to Drew. And he kind of, related to the crowd and then brought them back. Yeah.
Yeah. And then he proceeds to say, hey, between now and Rumble, I got a bone to pick with Fatu. So he was like, I'm going to go find you if you don't come out. And later on, Fatu comes out and he says, I'm about to beat you up or some stuff. And now we have a Saturday night main event match happening between Cody and Fatu. So that should be full of some
that should be excitement. A great match.
Yes.
Cody also has some really good feuds.
Yeah. And Fatu is crazy in the ring. So awesome
Drew's
stuff.
next opponent. We have
Drew's next opponent. Yeah.
Randy Orton, Damian Priest, Sami Zayn, and Trick Williams in the Fatal 4-Way.
And last week we talked about like who did we predict, and I got Randy right, I got Damian right. I thought Ilya was gonna go over Sami, but you had a good point about like, the Saturday night's main event happens in Montreal, which is in Canada, which is where Sami is from, like Canada itself, and so like it made sense for Sami to be there. Fine. Let's talk about Trick defeating Matt Cardona in only his first or second match.
That was an upset for us.
Look, Trick is very, he's very good. He has good style. He's good on the mic. I really liked Matt's promo backstage ahead of the match. I mean, he's a veteran. He's good. I fear that because he's a veteran, he's going to get a certain type of treatment where he's putting over younger talent. But the thing is, he didn't leave WWE to make a name for himself and like really grow and like show what he was capable of. In my opinion, to come back and do nothing with that equity that he built outside of WWE.
Right.
I think, if anything, Rick Williams being new to the main roster could have survived with a loss.
So this is, again, what I was talking about last week is NXT talent being put over too soon. And we talked about this, and we feel like they really kept Trick Williams in NXT as long as they could. I thought he was going to be called up with Carmelo. And they kept him there, and they cooked him, and they like made sure that he was completely ready, I assume at least. But I still like I said, I don't mind NXT coming up and just like, wreaking havoc and being awesome.
Showing up well.
I wasn't just impressed enough with Trick yet.
Yeah. And then
Matt
now
Cardona
he suddenly
is amazing.
And again, like the thing is, sure, let's put him in a title picture early on, like they did with Melo. Melo came in first day call up, and immediately challenged Cody. Had a great match with Cody, but Cody won.
Right.
Now, obviously, we're talking about a Contender tournament. He's very likely, I would expect, that he's not going to be booked to win the Fatal 4-Way this Saturday.
I would expect also.
So maybe it's about showing him well. But the thing is, if anything, I do think that the spot was more deserved based on the equity built outside of WWE and the way that he came back. The spot to go into the Fatal 4-Way, not to win the whole thing, but to go into the Fatal 4-Way.
Exactly.
In my opinion, Matt Cardona had that. Should have had that.
Yeah.
But Trick Williams is going in. Sami Zayn is going to be the hometown hero in this Fatal 4-Way. So we're doing some fan service there. Who is winning?
I still think it's going to be Sami.
Ugh.
Because it's in Riyadh.
But where? Okay.
But he's not going to win.
No, it doesn't matter. Like, we need to. Fan service is good to one extent. We can't always make booking decisions based on where we're gonna be, and all these things that are straight up fan service. Like, yeah, you want to create a moment with the fans in house, but at the same time, like, come on, like, we're looking at this Fatal 4-Way, okay? Trick Williams, no. But Damian Priest and Randy Orton, okay, let's talk about Randy Orton. Randy versus Drew would be like, we are going classic, like brawling and like just, sure, it'd be like a great match. Very, very textbook classic, ruthless aggression era style. If you put Drew against Damian, we've seen this before multiple times, but every single time, these guys like really go at each other. Like, it's a good matchup. It's a good dynamic. It's going to be entertaining. You can't. Sami Zayn versus Drew is not believable. Period. That's it. That's all I got to say.
It's kind of weird because like Sami Zayn, he really is an incredible wrestler. But we also talked about this the other day.
He's a mid card.
We feel like sometimes WWE maybe is holding back some of the talent. Especially like the luchadors. Like, we don't see the luchador style wrestlers do the crazy stuff that they would like in AAA or anything.
Right.
So I think in that way, maybe Sami gets a little bit of a disservice, but I don't know.
You look at Drew and you look across Drew and see Sami. It's not believable. That's all I got to say about that.
That's true.
I see.
Average dude.
We were literally talking about Drew being somehow made to look average when Randy Orton came out and interrupted him.
Yeah.
That happened this week, right? Randy comes out, everybody's singing his song. He gets in the ring, and I'm looking at you. I'm like, leave it to freaking Randy Orton to make Drew look like an average sized dude.
Yeah.
Go back and watch it. They were face to face. Drew didn't look huge and dominant. He looked like literally beside Randy Orton, an average dude.
And Drew's freaking huge.
He is huge.
We saw him at we've seen him at a couple live events.
Live
and,
events,
oh my gosh,
yeah.
in person.
No, the dude is impressive.
Crazy.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And again, I'll bring back the rumor thing, or not the rumor thing, but like the questionable activity that took place during John Cena's last match, which is that they had Randy Orton fly out to Saudi to promote Royal Rumble. In my opinion, that means that he's gonna have some huge part to play. Maybe he wins the Rumble. Maybe he goes face Drew. I don't know. I feel like he's gonna have a big part to play, and I keep saying that, but I think it's true. I think it needs to be Randy or Damian who win this Saturday. I'll be upset if it's Trick. I'll be disappointed if it's Sammy. This is not supposed to be a Royal Rumble. Is not a fan service. Like, the Royal Rumble match is the fan service match.
Mm-hmm.
Every other match in there should be a real, like, a makes sense match.
Yeah, for the long-term storyline.
For the long-term storyline.
Damian would also be a great choice because obviously Damian screwed him last year from his title.
Guys,
so
we got to remember here. Yeah, we got to remember here. Like, Royal Rumble is the start to the road to WrestleMania, right? Back in the day, we had Rumble matches, not the Rumble match itself, but Rumble matches be a precursor to what we would see in Mania. Like, these are storyline building tracks. You had my favorite Royal Rumble of all time. You had a last man standing match between Triple H and Shawn Michaels. Historical, like, from the 90s, so much drama, betrayal, injury, returns, comeback, just glorious stuff. It's just all building up. Last man standing match at the Rumble, a double count out. Hasn't happened that often. And both of them cannot get up to the count of 10, which leads to say, okay, well, that means that Triple H retains his title. Back in the day when we have Big Gold, he retains, but Shawn Michaels not being like, I didn't lose. You also didn't get up. So he's like, I'm going to get a rematch, WrestleMania. But also we have a winner happening that night at Royal Rumble, and it's a third party, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now how do we dance around the fact that Shawn is not letting out because he didn't lose? And then we land at the biggest triple threat match that happened in modern history at WrestleMania. Like, that's how you build stories at Rumble.
Right.
You don't just do fan service. Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre at the Rumble will serve nothing going into Mania, period. Yeah. Okay, I'm done.
Okay, good point. Side note, if anybody knows where to get that big gold championship, we're looking for it. So
yes, I have a couple of, we have the women's world heavyweight championship. This is from our league. If some of you that may be following us on TikTok might be aware that we do a league, a wrestling league, and this is the title. I won it last year. Suck on that, Junji. I won this last year, and he is out to get this from me, but over my dead body. It's not going to happen. I'm going to win again. But then you might be able to see it from Shelby's angle. We have John Cena's Dodgers LA limited edition spinning belt. Mm-hmm. Love that thing. And then we have also a couple things. We need that big gold.
We need that big gold. Yeah.
Yes. I want the one that Batista beat Triple H for. It doesn't have to be signed. Doesn't matter. I'm not settle. Yeah, I'll settle for just when Batista won that championship from Triple H at Mania and raced it. Like, that's the title that I want. Anyways, moving on.
Okay, so we had
People that don't deserve title shot. I'm kidding.
Okay, so we had on, what was it, SmackDown? Julia and Kiana versus Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair.
Talk about
Why?
filler matches. We just talked about Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn being a filler fan service match. This is not even a fan service match. It's just a straight up filler match that happens on SmackDown.
Right. And we have to have those. But there was no backstory for me. And we continuously say that we're waiting for Julia to show us, I don't know, something deeper than what
not.
she had. What?
And she continues to not.
Yeah. And so we had Julia versus Alexa Bliss last week, but I don't like, okay, if Julia and Kiana would have attacked Alexa Bliss maybe after the match, then I would have understood us having this tag team match. But it just kind of seemed we're just
here's the thing. The reality, everybody knows what's happening here. The reality is they are setting up Charlotte and Alexa versus Nia and Lash. So the real story here is Nia and Lash trying to get in both Alexa and Charlotte's heads again to kind of pit them against each other. That's going to result in some tag team bout. That's going to be cool and entertaining. And I like that pairing. We've talked about how Nia and Lash are great. Yeah. Alexa and Charlotte are cute. Like, it's good. It's a good dynamic. But like, this matchup is going to be nice. And these are established tag teams already for a few months now. How bad is creative's lack of trust in Julia's ability to have a proper title reign that they need to insert her into things that literally will help her in no way, that will build nothing to her storyline, to her reign? The only thing that mattered in that match was that Nia and Lash attacked Alexa and cost her the match.
Right.
So that's all that happened there that was worthy of mention. Then follow the next week. Then you have another tag team between these girls. And again, there's no backstory, like you said. Nothing in this match advanced Julia or Kiana or advanced anything except one thing. Nia and Lash again get involved. Mm-hmm. It's so lackluster to me that they are using Julia in something that literally they can build without her being there, but they just have to give her FaceTime. They have to give her TV time. So they're justifying by putting her in this. It's just not worth it. Another
kind of filler match that we had was, but see, this one had a backstory. We had Penta and Dragon Lee versus Austin Theory and Bronson Reed.
Of course.
And it was a good match. And we had a backstory, and then we had where it was going to lead. So we had the backstory of somebody attacked somebody. I don't remember.
Well, Penta was injured by the Vision.
Oh, there you go.
He had to be out for several weeks.
Right.
So then he came back to support Rey Mysterio in his match.
Right.
I remember Mysterio saying, "Hey, don't worry. I got somebody that I called up." I think he talked to Cody Rhodes. Yes. Mm-hmm. Said, "I got somebody that I called up just in case the numbers game happens." Mm-hmm. And then Penta comes out, cool, sets up a match this week with Dragon Lee, and it's all fine. One thing I loved about this is that Penta's being tied to luchador partners.
Yeah.
So it's kind of happening a lot more often that he is being tied, and I think it makes sense. He does so well. There was some combinations in that match between him and Dragon Lee that I was like, this is truly his strong suit, is to have a partner. And I was commenting to you, when are we going to see WWE pull the trigger on bringing the true partnership, the true tag team together, bringing Penta and Rey Fénix together, having the Lucha Bros really go at it and elevate the tag division? I don't know. But we are seeing little hints, not hints, but we're seeing little things that kind of point to how cool it would be if we had the Lucha Bros together.
That would be awesome. The match was entertaining, had a backstory. And we've been talking about how throughout that match, most of the heat from the crowd was to Logan Paul, who wasn't even part of the match.
The whole match, like, I don't know, maybe 1 minute into the match, and like the boos, it sounded like something was happening, like commotion in the crowd. So I'm like trying to figure out, like, is something happening in
Like
the
there's a fight in the
crowd?
crowd.
Like it's a fight breaking out. Like it's happened before. We've seen live shows where like the whole crowd starts standing up and looking that way, and like something's happening, and it's like separate from what's happening in the ring. It sounded like that. So I'm like trying to figure out like what's happening. And long and behold, freaking Logan Paul is out in ringside teasing crowd, and the crowd is like, the whole arena is just focused on Logan Paul.
Yeah.
He has these people on the palm of his hand during a freaking match. That was a great match for all intents and purposes. And this guy just has their attention. They're like booing him. They're like, F Logan Paul.
Mm-hmm.
He's like taking videos, hugging Paul Heyman, posting to socials. Like the dude is like in his comfort zone.
We hate how good Logan Paul is. He is so good in the ring. He's so good on the mic. And then on top of all that, he
knows how to work a crowd.
Well, yeah, and he has this partnership with the company, and to me, that's Logan Paul.
Yeah, that's his strong suit.
The company. Yeah. It's not like the company's doing Logan Paul favors because Logan Paul's doing them favors. Like,
yeah, and he's been
Logan
basically a full time, like a true full time, for the past month and a half or two.
We're really impressed by that.
Like he's really been there. Like we've talked about. Like he shows up, does some silly shit that's funny, gets beat up, and then goes home. And it's like, he really does not need to do this.
No, he has a whole company, $1 billion
valuation.
Company.
Yes, like family.
And he's here weekly wrestling.
He's here weekly.
Yeah, and a baby.
And it has a baby. And traveling like across the pond and all that stuff. He doesn't need to do all that, and he is doing it. He loves it. I appreciate that he loves it. I will leave it at that.
When I first saw Logan Paul on my screen, I didn't want anything to do with him. I was like, I don't care how good he is. This guy sucks.
Yeah.
I hate to admit that I respect him now.
Yeah. All right. Well, moving on to things at work. Team Rio opening Raw last week. I thought it was great. They cut a very nice promo. I mean, obviously, we have Rhea kind of just carrying the bulk of the promo. That makes sense. And then they say, we are ready to take on any challenger. Mm-hmm. And so we were expecting many options, but the option that came out, the song that played, we immediately were like, no. Why?
Yeah. As we said last week, I really want Liv to be in the main title picture. I want her to win the Rumble. I want her to be champion again. And I am worried that she's going to spend too much time in the tag team division.
It's a distraction.
Yeah.
From the things that she could be doing to set her up for that singles run.
Yeah.
To set her up for that main event picture. This is a distraction. Granted. Her chemistry with Roxanne, great. Mm-hmm. They do look like a awesome tag team, like a fun tag team, a tag team that could have the titles for a little while. And then technically Liv never lost her title. She had to drop it, or she had to cede it to somebody else, and then they lost it. But in the end, no matter what, it feels like something that to us, we don't want this to be kind of like a long-term storyline for Liv. We want her in the main title picture. By the way, we saw Liv's documentary. It's an old documentary from back when WWE Network was a thing. Like
2019, 2020.
Yeah, pre-pandemic, during the early days of pandemic and all stuff. Shed a tear or two, maybe. It was great.
Yeah.
All the more reason. We watched that, and looking at it all the more reason why she shouldn't be distracted or put into a corner of the tag team division. This girl needs to be a main event wrestler.
Which is why it's interesting, because I almost didn't put two and two together. But then we have Raquel cutting a promo against Stephanie. And Raquel's inserting
the same
herself
night
to the main title picture. So what happens with that? when
And
Liv,
maybe they're setting up maybe they're setting up some sort of like Judgment Day finally breaking implosion. Maybe Raquel does win the title, and some tension happens, and that sets up Raquel versus Liv at WrestleMania. I don't know. Or it could be an elimination chamber type deal where like Raquel and Liv are in the chamber, and they're going into it with the whole fake. Yeah, we're here together, you and me against everybody. And then as the match progresses, we start seeing the tensions build and build and build.
Right.
And either there's a betrayal in the match or there's a purposeful slight that takes place that builds up to something in WrestleMania. I don't know.
Yes.
There's a lot of potential. I'm not too worried about Raquel going against or trying to build a story against Vaquer right now. I just think that Liv, if she's going to entertain, if she's going to do a side quest with the tag championships, they just need to culminate at the Rumble. Like, let it end within the month and then move on to singles.
Whereas for Rhea and Io, this gimmick is perfect for them right now because they're both main card wrestlers.
They need to retain all the way through Mania.
For sure. But they aren't. I don't think we are ready to see them again in the main title picture yet.
Correct. Yes.
So this keeps them relevant without like burying them. If they were to be like, for instance, going after Jade or something, then, it wouldn't really make sense for them to get the title again, but it wouldn't make sense for them to lose. So right now, this is keeping them occupied.
Yep. Team Rio is the perfect storyline for Rhea and Io today.
Yeah. Liv?
No. Judgment Day. She's definitely outgrown Judgment Day. She's good with Roxanne. They're awesome. I think something needs to change. She needs to be in the main title picture.
Yep.
And then talking about Raquel real quick, her promo, I do want to mention, man, it was sucking at the beginning. She couldn't, it didn't seem like things were landing. She was too distracted with the crowd. She was letting them get in her head. She was kind of stumbling upon her words. And somehow halfway through her promo, she kind of found herself and like dialed it in and like started going at Michael Cole, started going at the crowd, and it just really hyped up. And I was like, oh, okay. All right, I can buy this.
Yeah. I did not like originally Raquel as a heel because she's so smiley. And then I just didn't like how she was trying to mean mug the whole time. And I didn't feel it was believable. But she's starting to come into her own as a heel, finally.
So hopefully that pays off in a good way, either with a good showing with Vaquer and Vaquer retaining, or maybe her taking the title for a little bit. I know that Vaquer is currently still not cleared from injury. Whether or not the severity of her injuries is as bad as they're portraying, or her injuries being in a different capacity, again,
I don't know.
That's all speculation. But at the end of the day, it seems like she is not cleared, and they are running an angle on that. Probably going to lead into a Royal Rumble match between Vaquer and Raquel. We'll see what happens there.
And then on the other women's side, we had a match versus Chelsea Green versus Jordynne Grace. And that was a good match. I thought it was going to be more of a squash match, but it was a pretty good showing. And then Jordan calls out Jade.
Yeah.
Finally. I think just her calling out Jade already elevates the title.
Yes.
Because now I'm like, okay, I'm interested to finally see a feud. Jade's finally going to do something with the title. Rather than just walk around backstage and try to harass everyone.
Right. And Jordynne Grace is a true opponent. There's a lot that we could say, and I think we talked about it last week a little bit. There's a lot that we could say to justify why Jordynne Grace is the rightful next opponent. I actually want Jordynne Grace to just win it. Like, Jade is not doing much with it. I would just say put it on Jordan, see what happens.
Yeah.
My take.
I like how this match kind of keeps Chelsea Green potentially in the picture.
We talked about that.
Yeah,
like,
this is exactly what we wanted to happen, was have Jordynne Grace and Chelsea or Chelsea Green feud with Jade.
Right.
And this kind of opens the door that maybe Jordynne and Jade have a feud and Chelsea is kind of there trying to insert herself for like comedic relief.
I almost feel like she will inadvertently insert herself, meaning she didn't, as soon as she tackled Jade, as soon as she tackled Jade, she immediately went to the corner and started saying no. Like it was the worst mistake she could have ever possibly done in her life.
Yeah.
So I can almost see it where she somehow finds herself in the middle of this without wanting to, because she looks to one side. And by the way, Chelsea plays this role so well.
So good.
She looks to one side and sees Jordynne, and she's like, no, I don't want that. And she looks to the other side and there's Jade. She's like, I definitely don't want any of that.
Two behemoth women, and then there's Chelsea Green. Amazing.
So I'm like, it would be so hilarious if somehow they had her do something again where she hits one of them inadvertently without meaning, and then suddenly Jay goes, I want you, I want both of you. It's gonna be a triple threat, and Jordynne is like, let's go, and Chelsea is like, no.
But then, like, somehow Jordynne and Jade are maybe so focused on each other that Chelsea somehow comes up with the win. I would love that.
Don't give me hope.
And this is our dream match.
Yeah, no. I mean, we've been seeing Chelsea's progression through like just general roster, and then obviously some clips from early in the days, like Tough Enough, like back in the day. Obviously, Tough Enough was on the guys, and like when she came into those competitions with NXT and all that, like we've seen her grow a lot. And we've also seen some clips of the things that she did in the indies.
Yeah,
we're fans. Whatever they do with her in the title picture, we're for it. You know what? If she wins any title, we'll celebrate it. So anyways.
Love it. Yeah. Anyway, on the men's side, we have CM Punk. So CM Punk came out and cut a promo, and then, we had Liv call Finn out for being complacent.
That was in the backstage, yeah. She was like, I'm out there winning number one contender matches and going for the titles. What are you doing? You're just playing games. So he goes out and confronts CM Punk. This Punk is now like, I'm in my wheelhouse. Now WrestleMania goes through me. I don't have to go through Mania. Right? And so Bálor comes out. Love it. We talked about it earlier. We feel like the title picture has eluded him since he had to drop the title for injury. And he comes out. They cut a great promo together.
Yeah.
And next week, or actually tomorrow on Ireland, they're going to be in Belfast. Home turf for Finn Bálor. I do think it's a fan service match. I don't see Bálor winning, obviously. But again, I think I need to see Bálor show up well, because he needs to show up in a way that reminds us, and honestly, almost reminds creative too, that he can go. And hopefully there's some sort of title picture in the future, unless he doesn't want it because, he's now married up and like, priorities might have shifted. Maybe he doesn't want to be having that cross to bear. Who knows? But if he wants it, I think he should have it.
Yeah, we love Finn, and we've been kind of waiting for a Finn a Finn Dominic fallout, and maybe someone betrays the other, and that would be an awesome storyline. But Finn's an excellent wrestler, and hopefully we see him either in a title picture somewhere or just in a storyline where he's relevant. So we're excited to see that match.
Yeah, tomorrow night should be a good match. Hopefully, Punk, has done a little bit of cardio.
Yeah.
So he doesn't gas out, but I think it's going to be a good match. Talking about good matches.
Or a hometown hero.
Yeah, well, of course. Well, we have two hometown heroes. So we have Finn on that side, but then on the other side, last week we saw an awesome double promo video package between Becky and Maxxine. And again, these girls are killing it with the promos against each other. Like, it's intense. Like, everything is there. Everything is there. Love it. Gonna be another go around for the title tomorrow in Ireland, home turf for Becky. What do we need to see here?
I think Becky retains, of course,
Of course.
because again, Maxxine doesn't need the title right now.
Right.
She's added that to her accolades, and now she's going to go back and she's going to train and she's going to come back stronger. She keeps progressing every time we see her. But we do need a gimmick upgrade for Maxxine.
It needs to happen.
She at least needs her own song.
Every time over the past 4 weeks, every time she's come out, before she comes out, we look at each other where it's like, new theme song, and it doesn't happen. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, the whole Alpha Academy thing, like, yeah, it's worked well for the three of them. But for her to go to the next level and to be taken seriously as a singles competitor, we need to get her own badass theme song, her own entrance that does not have plastered across the Titantron Alpha Academy.
Yeah.
Like, I need to see Maxxine Dupri in big bold with some like gold and
super
pink
girly
and
song.
Yes. In a Divas era type.
Yes. We need Diva Maxxine.
Make it be exactly what it needs to be, and like have her kind of redesign, repackage that whole kind of entrance. I think that's needed. Hopefully tomorrow is the day, but maybe they'll have her lose tomorrow and then redesign her.
Yeah, because we were seeing a little bit more edge from her in her promo when she said she was going to break Becky's ankle. So maybe we get a more intense Maxxine. And we had that video package of her and Natty.
Yeah, which is why I was thinking. Yeah, that's why I was thinking, like, the repackaging is coming, and they're gonna like kind of work out a new version of Maxxine.
Yeah.
But it hasn't happened. Maybe tomorrow, or maybe after this loss that we're expecting to be a loss. That's where it's gonna happen.
Hopefully that's the rebrand.
Hopefully. Something that needs a rebrand is not necessarily a rebrand, but maybe like a repositioning of sorts, is the U.S. title open challenge on the men's side in SmackDown. So Carmelo Hayes coming out, doing banger matches. They're great matches. Hey, last week we got treated to a match against Leon Slater, from TNA. He's the ex-champion.
Yeah.
And like
which you said that's AJ Styles had that.
Yeah. So back, I don't know, like 20, 25 years ago, the first person to win that title was AJ Styles in TNA. And so it's kind of like an awesome my goodness world moment.
Yeah.
That this kid is coming in with that championship. And like, I think I heard Joe Tessitore mention that he's the youngest now to win it. He's like, what, 21 or something like that?
Yeah.
So great stuff. It was a great match. But again, I want to present what I think needs to happen. This open challenge stuff has a ceiling. Like, you do it to elevate a title. Cena did it to elevate the title back in the day. And there is a ceiling to it, though. Again, we talked about it last week. I don't want to get into it too much, but I do think that the US challenge, open challenge, needs to be over. And I need to see 2, 3, 4, 5 different wrestlers, mid-card wrestlers, literally jumping to the bit, like shopping to the bit to really get a chance. Oh, you know what? Now you close the challenge, but how about me? I didn't get an opportunity. Okay, but what about me? I didn't get an opportunity. You get 4 or 5 people, and then you have Nick Aldis say, okay, we're doing a tournament for the main card title for people to earn the right. Why are we not doing something similar for this title? Is already prestigious.
Yeah.
It's elevated. We see 5-star matches every week. This is taxing to their bodies. Let's pivot. Let's have people earn the title shot opportunity or the contender opportunity instead of like having somebody every week come up and get a shot.
I agree. It was an awesome, awesome match by Carmelo Hayes and Leon Slater, but we can't have that every single week because then it kind of loses its value to me.
Yeah. Imagine you do something to elevate prestige on a title, but you do it for too long. It actually starts kind of cheapening the title.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, so you mean to tell me that this week, John Doe, that's been around for 2 weeks and not really had any kind of build up or anything, can just come out, technically speaking, obviously, can just come out and like challenge, and he's gonna get the challenge? I mean, crap. I mean, it's cheapening the title.
Yeah. Another really great match that we saw was Javon Evans versus Bravo.
Yeah, on Raw last week. That was good. It was good.
Yeah, awesome. Javon Evans is great, and we
he's
are
showing up
excited
well
to see what's in store for him. But I know you addressed some concerns of yours.
Yeah, I think we were talking as the match was happening last week, and I was like, oh man, I can see a little bit of a deja vu maybe, or a PTSD. Like I can see the Ricochet treatment kind of start to morph. And it's early, they're wanting him to highlight his skills. What I don't want is, again, the same thing. Too much of something can be actually detrimental and can cheapen the product, right? So I want to see Javon start to build towards something, as opposed to just come out every week and throw highlight reel matches. If he does that, he's going to become the new Ricochet. He's coming out and he's just wowing the crowd with all his moves, but nothing is like, he's not building towards anything. And I want to see him build towards something, maybe mid-card title contendership. Like, we want to see something out of him that is more than just, twists and turns and jumps and third rope and oh my God, every single week.
Yeah, which actually, he came up to Penta and Dragon Lee after their match and he's like, let me know if you guys need anything.
It was kind of weird though.
Maybe we're going to...
Yeah, maybe we'll see something. He's like, you guys just got beat up, but let me know if you need anything. It was kind of interesting the way that they booked that. He needs a little bit of promo work, in my opinion. He's done a couple backstage promos so far, and I'm like, I feel like he needs a little bit more work there. Again, I'm just trying to make sure. Hopefully, he gets built into a nice spot with promos.
Yeah.
And then real quick, we had Alpha Academy call out the Usos. Nothing much is going to happen out of that, but it's kind of nice that they're getting some TV time. The Usos are going to be defending. Are they going to be, defending champions, or are they going to just hold on to the titles and only defend every now and then? We'll see. Hopefully this match happens this week. It'll be a fun match, an easy match. Obviously, we know the outcome, but it's going to be good to see what the pace and the tone of this title reign is going to be for the Usos.
Yeah. And then the other big thing that happened this week, we had AJ Styles versus Gunther.
Yeah.
Controversial match.
Yeah. I mean, I think they played it well.
Yeah.
I think they played it well. I love the idea of the other angle, and they didn't show the other angle until the replays, and the referee doesn't see it. And by the way, it totally legal, this stuff, because in the referee's rule book, if a wrestler taps but the referee does not see the tap, then it's null. It's void. Like it didn't happen. The referee has to see the tap. So props to everybody for booking this, because not only it plays to a reality of the rule book, but it also plays into, again, how do we, like, what is the gimmick of Gunther? He's the ring general, right? He knows everything. He is like the IQ inside of the ring. One of the biggest IQs inside of the ring. Okay, cool. He knows the rule book. He's like, okay, referee's over there. I'm going to make AJ think that the match is over. So, and they were talking about it in the commentating table, in the commentators table, or during that replay section. They were like, oh, what is the best way to get out of this submission? Well, you can't get to the rope. you're gonna make your opponent think that the match is over, and then he's gonna release you himself, give you some time to recover. It was beautiful. It was beautifully
It's smart,
booked.
yeah.
That's the start to AJ's retirement or defeat by Gunther. Let's see what happens, and let's see how his retirement tour continues. That was his first match this year, and this is his retirement year.
I liked their chemistry. I think Gunther, I know I'm not the only one who feels this way, but sometimes he can be a little boring in the ring.
Yeah.
But because he's such a technical wrestler, he's so authentic. And, we like to see people do, kind of things that we're not used to seeing every once in a while. We like the high flyer matches. We like the flashy stuff.
There's a little bit of everything.
So, but I think Gunther versus AJ was a good matchup because AJ kept it kind of exciting, but Gunther still kept the authenticity of
and again,
pro wrestling
the whole,
rather than sports entertainment.
Yeah. And again, the whole I made Cena tap out like a little bitch. Like that's still, it's playing. He's still laughing at people's faces. He's still doing that you can't see me thing. And he's laughing like he's mocking. It's working for him. I think otherwise he's just, kind of static, robotic. So, keep playing into that. We'll see where he goes next. But yeah, that's last week.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff happened. A lot of build up. Royal Rumble is coming up in about 2 weeks in Saudi. And we just had the first declared entrant. We'll see this week. Everybody's going to be like, I declare.
Yeah.
I declare. This is going to be this week, guys. Everybody's going to start going on camera and being like, I declare for the Rumble. So we'll see how the Rumble shapes up.
I love seeing those TikToks of people who are like, guys, I know they're starting the drafts. Like what if WWE calls me up to be on the roster? I've never wrestled before.
I know, literally.
Like what if they call me to be in the Rumble? What am I going to do?
I know, I don't even have a pair of boots.
I know. So funny. So good.
Hit that subscribe button, that like button, share with your network and your social medias. Looking forward to catching up. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.